What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with Urs Kalashinsky as the bear got back in the gym after the Olympia this year. So unbelievable condition 1 week post show. I guess the only area where Urs is holding a bit of water, that is always his face. So he's in a kind of condition at the moment where he can step on the stage in about 2 weeks time. But the fact is his body that needs some rest, some break from all the dieting, the training, because we saw how he was on the prep for a very long time. And most importantly, he needs to detox to start a proper off-season after he made his Olympia debut this year in the Men's Open, where, by the way, many people thought that he could be top 10, which in my opinion was far from reality and way high expectations. So everybody, including Urs, they know that he probably needs 1 or maybe even 2 years of solid growth phase, getting bigger, putting on more muscle, more mass in all the right areas to be more competitive, especially among the top 10 in the open bodybuilding. But on the flip side, just take a look at some of the names that he was able to beat in his debut Olympia. Regan, Akeem, Brett Wilkin. I mean, these are some of the biggest names in the open bodybuilding at the moment who have been competing in this division for a long time now. And Urs was able to beat them all, and that too very comfortably on his first try. However, Urs standing in that third call out, that kind of shows us that the level of thickness that some of these guys have, that is absolutely insane. Now, he did beat Rubiel, but what if Rubiel also brought a world-class condition? The biggest question when it comes to Urs is that, how much time will his body need to get big enough to put on some muscle, some mass, especially in the weak areas, for Urs to move into that top 10? That being said, switching to Men's Open from Classic, 100% the right move for him. But if you think about this, he did beat Ramon Dino last year at the Olympia and Classic. And Ramon went on to win the Olympia title. And he is the new king in Classic now. But look in the way how happy Urs was after the Olympia this year. The man is 100% satisfied with this decision. And I think we can all agree, this is where he belongs. Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So just like we saw an awesome battle in Classic this past weekend at Prague Pro, and that was between top 9 and top 10 in the world, well, look for another awesome battle this weekend between number 3 and number 8, Michael Daboul, at this upcoming Prague Pro. So Terrence is carrying a whole lot of momentum after his amazing performance, first at the Olympia this year and then in Brazil, where the man was looking considerably bigger than what we saw at the Olympia this year. But that being said, you can never count out a guy like Michael Daboul, who is easily among the most shredded guys in Classic Physique division right now. And despite all that immense talent that we have seen entering in Classic, every year, Michael Daboul is still holding on to that top 7 and top 8 placing very firmly. And we expect the same from him this weekend in Prague too, to show up in a nasty kind of condition. So if both these guys are at their best, obviously Terrence wins, and that too quite comprehensively. Even if Terrence is a tad bit off, he's gonna win. He has got a more classic shape, better flow, less weaknesses, amazing shape. But Michael Daboul has this ability to come in so hard and so dry that he can make guys who are legit in a good shape and in a good condition appear soft and a bit watery on the stage when they stand next to him. So I guess this show will mark the end of the season for both these guys, as they have both competed multiple times this year, and chances are both of them are gonna do the honor to hire next year. So posting Charles Griffin's physique update after a long time, who is on his way to 260 pounds. So are we gonna see a comeback to the stage one last time from Charles Griffin. Well, the thing is he hasn't officially retired, but he has dropped quite a lot of size since the last time he was on the prep. And that was more than 2 years back, as the last show that he did, that was the Olympia back in 2023. So if it wasn't for that unfortunate pec tear that happened at the start of that year, maybe he still would have been competing. But he certainly did not look at his all-time best at the Olympia that year because of his chest. But the man was again in that nasty kind of conditioning, and he was still top 10, which just goes to show you how impressive his physique was overall, even after that year. So when it comes to getting shredded and showing up 100% on the day of the show, Charles was easily one of the best guys in the last few years from that perspective. Definitely one of the craziest back-lat spread that we saw on any IFBB pro in the past 5 years or so. So he was able to hide the only flaw, the only weakness that he had, his waistline, pretty damn well, especially after he started implementing that vacuum in his physique. However, if he tries to make a comeback, this won't be an easy one now, because the competition this time, that is gonna be far superior than how it was a couple of years back. So Michael Krizo won the British Grand Prix with perfect score, and he got his Olympia qualification. But what can we expect from him at the upcoming Prague Pro, where the lineup is as difficult as it gets? So if Krizo tries to come in flat, or maybe depleted for this show, maybe that would help him, because him being flat, that means a bit more streamlined waist, and maybe more of that X-frame. So the three guys that he's up against, Samson, Martin and Keone, they're all gonna be pulling some deep and some crazy vacuums, and Michael will be exposed a lot more if he doesn't have that midsection control. So the one advantage that Krizo has over all these three guys is that he has zero pressure going into this show, because the thing is, nobody's talking about him. So Samson Dauda has a chip on his shoulder this time around to redeem himself and bring a better package than what we saw at the Olympia this year. Keone has got to make a huge statement, because this is his men's open debut, and so does Martin Fitzwater. And Martin has to get his Olympia spot, and Krizo already has that in the bag. So him and his coach George Farah, they can maybe experiment with his look, with his peak this time around. So he will 100% have the biggest arms on this upcoming Prague Pro stage. And the physique update that he posted today, that is looking pretty damn awesome. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.